This Sunday, churches are allowed to open their doors again for public worship for the first time in over 3 months. And I surprised myself by how excited I was to be invited back to church for real. I've been booked to speak at a particular church actually quite some time ago. I phoned the vicar to offer to send him a video message. And I caught my breath when he said, "Well, you could come and deliver it for real." Yes, of course I could. If nothing else, lockdown has made me more grateful. I am looking forward to the simple pleasure of seeing colleagues and friends face to face, rather than as the staccato 2D images on a Zoom screen. For all its advantages, online communication can sometimes have a nasty habit of becoming slurred and muted. There is a new liturgy in our team meetings. Could you please unmute yourself? It's the button in the bottom left-hand corner, and also with you. And one thing I'm especially grateful for in this time of lockdown is the sheer creativity of our churches. People have been unmuting themselves and more. Resurrection and Pentecost haven't just been festivals, they've been realities. Lyrics and lunch online for dementia sufferers and their carers at Christchurch Thornton, Jelly Tots online at St John's LL, services by phone in Hornby, Whittington, Arco and Gressingham, community blessing at St Michael's over wire, Vicar prayer walking on Facebook down the streets of Slyne with Hest, extreme sports at High and St John, worship leaders from across churches across the city singing together to Bless Lancaster. And this is just to mention just a few. One vicar said to me, "Bishop, if I told you I'd be getting 20 people regularly for morning and evening prayer each day, you'd have never believed me." And this is not to mention the food parcels delivered, hot meals cooked, and vulnerable people phoned or visited. And then a massive shout out to our chaplains, our teachers, our head teachers who've been serving relentlessly at the front line. One resurrection story that's been particularly important to me this year. In the crucifixions of lockdown, perhaps you felt somehow exhausted and dejected. You've been fishing all night and caught nothing. In John 21, the disciples have been fishing all night and caught nothing, and they're returning to the shore when Jesus, who they don't recognise, calls them from the beach. "Throw your nets on the right side of the boat and you'll find some." When they did, they were unable to haul the net in because of the large number of fish. During lockdown, it's as if the spiritual airwaves in our nation have become clearer. People have been sensing a call to pray, a call to come home. And without our usual routines, we followed Jesus' promptings to cast out our nets over the right side of the boat. As we start to emerge from lockdown, let's keep fishing. Let's keep offering alternatives online. Let's try out new local congregations. Strengthening the nets of those relationships that have been formed online. May we keep following the prompting of Jesus to cast down our nets, even when we're at our weakest and all our energy is but spent. That often is at exactly the time when there's more room for him to work. And of course, may we hear the voice of the risen Jesus, waiting for us on the beach, full of faith, assured that the harvest is plentiful, and calling us in for a rich breakfast. Now, talking of rich breakfast, after this message comes an advert for a special new venture that's happening from this Sunday, where the nets are truly being cast far and wide. So I'm Jill Duff, I'm the Bishop of Lancaster, and it's my great delight to introduce the Reverend Sarah Gill, who's originally from Pakistan and is vicar in St Stephen's and St James in Blackburn. And during a recent festival of prayer that we had, we were all delighted to see this incredible multilingual service that Sarah put on, and we're going to ask her to do more of these in the diocese at 9 on Sunday morning, starting the 5th of July and monthly for the next few months. So, Sarah, thanks for joining us. Why a multilingual service?
The multilingual praise and worship service every month in is an intentional initiative by the Diocese of Blackburn to affirm that Jesus is the Lord and Savior of the world. The followers of Jesus Christ and followers of Christian faith belong to different nations and ethnic backgrounds with rich cultures and diverse languages. And this is to affirm, to celebrate that Christianity is a global faith.
That's exciting. I love that. A global faith. And it's been so exciting in lockdown to experience how people have encountered Jesus across the internet as they've heard the gospel in different languages. So, what are your hopes for this service, these services?
The multilingual services will share the message of Pentecost that Jesus speaks to the world in their own languages, and he penetrates into different cultures and draws Christians together as his disciples. So today, Christians from different countries are living and worshiping Jesus in predominantly a Western Christian society. Their presence and testimony of Christian faith, particularly in the UK, should be a great encouragement and strength to the local churches. So it is my hope that within our diocese, Christians from different ethnic and linguistic background will rejoice in this initiative and will come forward to share their Christian testimony with the wider church. So I would like to encourage um, the church leadership and the leadership of the diocese in the UK at large to publicize this service and be part of it.
So, publicity, 9 o'clock, 5th of July. It's going to be in Urdu, Punjabi, English, and other like some other languages as well. And so, do come and join us. And may we experience the Spirit of God crossing boundaries, so that many people can hear about Jesus in their own languages.